This is NBC, and I've forgotten her name right at the moment. But anyway, she's interviewing Scott Kelly, twin to Mark Kelly. They're both astronauts. And they're discussing the shooting of, well, he's in space there. I'm going to turn it back to me now. They're discussing the shooting of ex or former Congressman Gabby Gifford. And she's married to Mark Kelly, and then Scott's a twin. That's my son's names. Now then, I've told all I ran for Congress, and you can get into a lot of things. This was done in patterns. And for this Ms. Gifford to get up there against gun control, and she's a former congresswoman, you know, I have told the media knows all about this, about mind control murders. I've gotten nothing out of it but sheer pain. And my family is horrible. Mark and Scott are my sons. I'm not just picking anything out of the blue and trying to put it together. The Virginia Tech next door in Blacksburg was a mind control program shooting. The Paddock in Vegas, the reason they can't find a motive is because it's with the programmers. He's been programmed. You don't even know it. He has no way to know it. If he did, he would be treated like the Grand Theater shooter, James Holmes. Mental illness is not mind control. One has nothing to do with the other. And I'm just thinking NBC has known about this mess because it involves my kidnapping and me finding out in '83 and being in a political campaign to replace Congressman Dr. Larry McDonald from Atlanta, whose plane went down when the KAL, August the 31st of '83. It was shot down when it veered into Russian airspace. 260 plus aboard went down and drowned. He was supposed to be on it. There's questions if he really was. Nixon was on that flight. He was taken off in Juneau, Alaska. Now then, this threw me. I got into that campaign, and I'm skipping what has been done to my life. I've put it up on YouTube the best I could, and that's not half of it. The press won't cover it because mind control is a weapon. They're covering some of it. The other night, they're not telling about how it's being used like I am. But they are touching on it on some of the Clyde Lewis program and Coast to Coast, I believe. But they're talking about the Havana sonic sounds that affect. So they are getting into the use of sounds to torture you and get to your brain and damage it. But mind control, the person does not know they're getting it. It's done at a level that they can't hear. And I tried to put all this up in a book back in '78 when Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia. And I was writing about Congressman Larry McDonald, doctor, and then I almost got killed, but that's just a half of it. Later, I was flown out to Mr. Flint's when the plane went down with Larry McDonald on it, and he helped me in that campaign, and all my campaign funds came from the dealers at the casinos in Las Vegas. Now, that's not all that ties it to it. It gets bizarre because what you can do, the precision and timeline, it's message sending, etc. But the shooting, if they ever are forced to get it before a court or a TV will print it or put it up, or it'll be in print, it can be proven, especially this one and the Gabby Gifford. I couldn't believe I was just watching this. I've been telling this long before '78. I worked for doctors. I worked for Fred Simpson, the district attorney in Huntsville, Alabama, the Space Center. When I was kidnapped in '41, I was brought to Moulton, Alabama. This is on YouTube and everything. I have two up there because they tried to take one down. So I've been telling it long before then. They can put chips in heart bypasses. And I've quoted one on there. One of the doctors did it. You control someone's decision making, or you can make them have heart attacks, etc. They're just now talking about the Tesla files that were stolen in 30. Some other people are talking about that. I was telling all this way back. Uh, so that's about all I'm going to say at the moment. It's just shocking with all I've put up in my life. Uh, the crimes that are being and have been done against me and my family are so atrocious. Some of my family over in the UK have even come out, and I'm not going to name, there's two of them, and stated that yes, I am who I say I am. My father's who I say he is, and he didn't marry Wallace Simpson. He married an American, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, my mom's sister to Georgia O'Keefe, the artist. It was a plot to take a decent man down, Edward VIII, and because he wouldn't go along with the Illuminati, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, and yes, the Kennedys, Roosevelt, George Illegal Six, Elizabeth's father. They're illegal. They would, in other words, the United States, the Illuminati, take down leaders that don't comply with their wishes. So they took my father down, and Sir Winston Churchill, he even had an apartment within the White House. He was friends of Eisenhower, Truman. All your presidents and your Secretary of States have known about my kidnapping, what you did to Great Britain, what you did to my father. You took out a king with character assassination. I'm going to let go with that. I could not believe, because some of these are so blatant, and this is one of them, Paddock in Vegas, and the Gabby Gifford and some others, that you can't deny it. But first you got to get it up there, and the press is controlled by the very people that kidnapped me, and I put documents up before. I'm not getting them out today. And you can call me names if you want to. I hope and pray to God that this is finally put up. I am so tired of this hell. I've gotten nothing out of it. Nothing. I've used my own money. The local TV stations know it. All of them in Huntsville, Alabama, Atlanta, Los Angeles. And I'm going to say this. Jack Hartsfield was a friend of mine. He was undercover FBI, and he worked for the Huntsville Times, and then he went out in '84 and worked for the New Mexican News, I think is the name of it, in Santa Fe, and that's next door to where my Aunt Georgia O'Keefe, her ghost ranch is. And it was me finding out about my real name and everything then. So I guess he died. I just found out he died. I guess he moved back to Huntsville, but he died last year in July. He was honest, and he couldn't get anything done either. And he even gave me letters to support, with his identity and everything on it, to support what I'm saying. He saved my life back in '80. That's all I'm going to say right now. To tell the truth is dangerous. They say truth will set you free. Oh, don't kid yourself.